All right, we've decided to give some time to winners. This is a show about winners, ladies and gentlemen. This is a show about winners. And we wanted to make sure, I think we already have our guest. Forget the introduction. The guest is already there. Let's go to Alan DeSousa from Ensemble Montréal. He's the borough mayor of Saint-Laurent. I had a great introduction for you, Alan, but I heard you already chomping at the bit. How you doing?
Very good, very good. Winding down, as you can imagine. The days are long. The nights were short, but the results were great. So how can I complain?
Okay, results were great. You won your borough of Saint-Laurent, your sixth time as winning as borough mayor. You won with seventh now? Okay, seventh, sorry. And you got 75% of the vote. Like Kim Jong-un is calling you for advice at that level in a democracy with multiple candidates. Why do you think you keep doing it here, Alan? Why do you think you've been so successful in Saint-Laurent?
Well, I do think that we try to be very close to our community. And I think that's, if there's one element that it's try to be there for a community and listen to them. You can't always please everyone, let's be clear. So I'm sure there are some people who are perhaps not happy with the way we've managed it. But for the most part, I judge my performance based on the happiness index. And my role as mayor is to make sure I have consensus on council and the happiness index is as high as possible.
You've spent 8 years at Main City Hall, opposition, Ensemble Montréal in the opposition. How does it feel knowing that you're going to be returning to governing for this city of Montreal, that your party is back in governing here?
Well, I'm reassured because I think we'll hopefully make good choices and good decisions. Not every decision is going to be perfect, but I think we're going to do the best that we can. That being said, I don't think it's going to be easy. Unlike Valerie Plante, who says that the House is in order, I would beg to differ. I do think that the incoming administration is going to be faced with some tough choices in managing city's finances, some of the big projects where they've been cost overruns, and some of the expenses that really shouldn't have been incurred. And so I had always said, and I have said on your show, that whoever gets elected on November 2nd is going to have a dog's breakfast served to them. And I'm still of the same opinion.
So it sounds like you're a little bit worried about being able to provide results, at least quickly here, with everything that you're facing.
Well, I don't think you can move a ship the size of the city of Montreal on a dime. So I do think it's going to have to be gradual, but you have to have a clear idea of your objectives, what you want to do, and every decision has to go in that direction. So you've got to have that degree of coherency. If you think you can just do a sharp left or a sharp right and the whole ship will follow, well, I think we'll be mistaken. So it's got to be a gradual shift either to the left or right, and I think the ship will follow.
Alan DeSousa is with us, of course, the borough mayor of Saint-Laurent. He's been elected now 7 times in that role. So, Alan, it's interesting for you, right? Because you've been running the show in Saint-Laurent for quite some time, but of course, Ensemble Montréal on the outside looking in as far as running the entire city. What do you think will change now with Soraya Martinez-Ferrada as mayor? What are the indications internally that maybe you can share here about how the direction will change?
Well, I think it'll start with the tone from the top. I think Soraya has said that she is going to be pragmatic, and I think there is going to be the biggest shift because rather than following an ideology all the way to hell will not be part of our modus operandi. If we find that we're going to hell, we're going to put the brakes on and say, oh, stop, we're not going there. So I think that will be one of the changes at the top. 2, I think the quality of Soraya's bench strength will be evident. I think she's got some good people, Claude Pinard, Jim Bass. There's others who are quite deep in experience and depth, and I think that'll help her because she's going to need a strong team. And I think the civil service will be there, because my experience with them is that if you give them a strong direction, they will implement it. And so I think that collaboration is going to be important.
Alan, there's a story in the Gazette this morning, Michelle Alone reporting over there, talk of a new national urban park in Montreal, and that you are optimistic we will see a new urban national park north of Trudeau Airport. Give me the details here.
Well, we've worked very hard to try and protect the natural area that is federal government land that's north of the airport. A bit like what the feds did with the Rouge Park in Ontario. In our case, our ask is only 10% of what they gave to the Rouge Park. That being said, it's an area that straddles Saint-Laurent and Dorval, golf courses, meadows, wetlands, forested areas. And so our hope is that the feds will see that this is the easiest way to make an urban park, because it's really going to cost them nothing. It's their land, under lease to the airport, of course, but they can essentially make an urban park for $1. And if we get the government of Quebec on board, and that's, I guess, the next step, I believe we have that opportunity to leave a legacy for Montrealers for many generations to come.
Are you hopeful on the province's side of things? And if you do get approval and support over there, what's the timeline here for this new park?
Well, I'm just waiting to be sworn in, which is next week, and I'll be knocking on Bernard Drinville's door. He's the Minister of the Environment.
Yes.
I will be putting the request to him, because any federal park will need Quebec's agreement, and so we'll be knocking on his door with other members of Technoparc Oiseau, the Green Coalition, and other environmental groups. Elias, I have never seen, all of my years in office, one file that has rallied as much of consensus, even unanimity, across the greater Montreal region. And this desire to have an urban park on the island of Montreal is by far the one that gathers the most degree of support. So I think if we can show Mr. Drinville there's strong community support, my hope is that he will listen.
I'm telling you, Alan, over the years here hosting this show, the Technopark bird people, they are a vocal bunch. They know what they want, and they really want it. And when they don't get it, they voice their displeasure. I've seen those texts over the years. We will work with them, because I think we share the same objectives.
Alan,
listen, we'll leave it there. Congratulations on a 6th re-election, 7 times now elected.
Thank you.
And really great talking to you, and I'm sure we've got many more years chatting on this program.
Thank you. Just don't feel shy to invite me.
No worries. That's Alan DeSousa.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian-owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years. And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.